Yesterday was kind of up day. Myself and my mate Mick went fishing. My mate Mick don't fish. He likes to come and watch, so we decided to take the camera with us. Now there was slight comedy of errors in between catching a lot of fish. What we decided to do was go out on the Nablahy system and see what we could catch. Now I know there's a lot of fish in it, so we went out in the boat. Now Mick had never used this camera before. Now if the first 5 minutes it looks like Paddy McGinty's goat is on the camera, you'll have to forgive him. If you feel a bit seasick, just keep watching, because it does get better. Now I fished the slider. I started off, I bunged about 10 balls in, I'll have tackled up, and I started catching straight away. Now the catch rate was brilliant. I was catching big bream, I was catching hybrids and roach. Now the big bream I put straight back because I didn't want to put them in the keep net. The hybrids I put in the keep net because, and the roach, not all the small ones but the better ones, to get a catch shot at the end. Now idiot here put in the wrong card. I only put a 16 gig card in and we ran out of film. So the reason we're doing this little starter is just to explain what happened. Now when we ran out of film, I carried on fishing and I carried on catching more big bream, lots of hybrids, lots of roach, but the film ends rather abruptly because we just ran out of film. Now I wanted to show you what we caught. I wouldn't have been able to lift a keep net out of the water because it was too heavy. I was just going to turn them back. Now there is a problem. That system has improved dramatically, but the only way you can get at it now is by boat, because a few weeks back the fisheries board came along with a digger. The platforms were pretty ropey, but you could actually still get on them and fish. For some reason or other, rather than repair them, they came along, dug them all out of the digger and took them away. So I think there's one peg now, which if you've got 10 blokes, they don't all like sitting on one another's knee. So what we did, we went out in the boat, went to see what we could catch, and we had a bit of a lark while we were making the film. I hope you enjoy it, and as I say, my fault, ran out of film, so I couldn't show you what we caught at the end, but believe me, there were a lot of bloody fish. Here I am today. I'm on the Nablahy system. As you can see, we're in the boat. We have to use a boat these days because, unfortunately, all the platforms have been taken out for some reason or other, and I don't think they're going to be replaced. Now, it's a lake that's got many lakes attached to it. It's a system that's full of fish, and hopefully today we're going to catch a few. Now what I've done while I've been getting ready, I've fired half a dozen balls of ground bait in and I've just put 2 or 3 more in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fish a slider. Now the slider I'm going to use is an 8 SSG slider. I'm not taking any prisoners today. I'm on an 018 main line and an 013 hook length down to a size 12 hook. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off using maggots. Now everybody says casters, 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 but I've proved if you do it right and you use the right amount of maggots, I've got sweet corn in my ground bait as well, I've proved that the bream eventually will have it, and certainly the hybrids. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start fishing and we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully we'll bag up. Nothing's certain, but hopefully we'll catch a lot of fish. This is my rig, 8 SSG slider. a bunker shot, and then down to a hook length with, I've started off with 6s on it, 3 6s, down to a size 12 hook. So let's see what happens. I'm going to start off with 3 maggots on here. And what you do with a slider, you overcast it from where you've dropped your ground bait, and then you draw it back over the top of the ground bait. Obviously you sink the line. And what I do is I let the line run back to the slider. How's it got a fish there? Yeah. First chunk. Now that lifted it. That lifted the float. That were a lift bite. And that's fairly common with a slider. Overcast it, sink the line, bring it back over the top of the ground bait. Your casting's got to be accurate, and you've got to be dropping on top of your ground bait. I like to try and bunch my ground bait up into maybe a bit less than a tablecloth, that area, and then you've got to put your gear straight on top of it. This will catch them a lot bigger than that, I hope. It'll do. That, my friends, I believe it is a roach. And I'll show you this in a minute. They're the quality of roach and bigger that I expect to catch today. Just wonderful fishing. Right, now I've established that I hope we're on a shed full. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit more gear in. And what this is Census black bream, bit of roach in it, bit of PV1 to bind it, because what I'm doing out there, I'm fishing about 18 foot deep, so I want it to go down. I've got a bit of sweet corn in it, which I'll be trying on later. You squeeze it so you make the maggots dormant. And then fire it. I'll probably use about 3 tray loads today if it keeps going, because as sure as shooting I should catch some bream and some big hybrids today. Keep the maggots stirred up too. If they bunch you all up in one corner, you're not getting what you want. So every time you fire it, stir them up. By the way, it's an early start for me today. It's just coming up to 12 o'clock, which is pretty early for me. No 5 o'clock starts, 12 o'clock midday. 4 or 5 hours. If you can't do the damage in match time, you shouldn't be doing it. And the other thing is, they say you can't catch good fish during the day. Yes, you can. As they say in Yorkshire, there's nothing wrong with this. Ivories. Getting bigger. Stop it. Not wrong with them for a start. I don't keep that in normally. Put them back, but seeing as we're doing a little bit of filming today, I'll put a keep net in just to see what happens. If we get some of the big slabs, they're not going to keep net. To be honest with you, some of them are too big to fit in if we get them. I was fishing Lough Nablahy last week and I had 2 bream over 8 pound. I think the bream, now they're on the way back, and they are, I think we're getting a bigger stamp generally. Back to your mum. Let's see what happens with this week going on. Probably not a lot for a bit, but you never know. Yep. One took the corn. Nice roach. One with one of them on. What usually happens on these big lakes, if it starts off like this, the bigger fish move in later on. Put a lump of sweet corn on. Look what I've got. I've now been fishing 9 minutes. What about them beauties? Roach to die for. My favourite fish, roach. In the distant past I won a lot of money catching them things. So I'm fishing into about 18 foot. And using a slider, it makes it so easy. I've dropped that shorter, see what happens, because I've also dropped ground bait short too, deliberately. I've baited two, one further out, one close in. We'll see what happens on the close in peg. A fish. Plastic apron on today because when I go home and I'm all covered in snot, my dear wife kind of remonstrates. She has to do the washing up though, doesn't she? They all think it's a terrible chore, don't they, these women? You know, you get your clothes covered in Bream slime. Terrible thing, they've got to stick it in the washing machine and let it trundle away, haven't they? Hard work. I put maggots back on. We'll go back on that outer peg. Missed it. Put a bit more stuff out there. One of the things I can't get through to a lot of anglers is, I always say you only get out what you put in, and that's in terms of effort and bait. And what kind of makes me smile or makes me angry sometimes is the fact that the lads come across, they come on a fishing holiday. Okay, they're going to enjoy themselves, but they'll go down the pub and spend 25 quid, 30 quid a night in a boozer, and they don't want to buy a gallon of maggots. I shall use today, if this guy's on like this, I shall probably use at least 6 pints. That's the other thing I do. I've got a deep hook fish, a really deep hook fish. Cut the line. Because when you start really shoving the disgorger down its throat, you're going to kill it. And that happens all too often too, for the sake of a 10p hook. Oh dear. If you were catching them on the canal, you'd be happy, wouldn't you? That's a lovely little fish. That is a rudd, when he stops mucking me about, rudd Bream hybrid. The colour in that, beautiful colour. Oh, we're starting to get them a bit bigger. It's 25 past 12. I've had a bite of chuck. Now this fella. It's hard work, this fishing, Lark. Like a slab of steak. We've got an outside lot of stuff. Now that's gone all the way down, nothing's took it on the drop. Now this could be a pattern, I'm not saying it is, I'll find out shortly. When the bigger fish start to move in, the others go. Let's have a look. If you don't get a bite, within 2 or 3 minutes, have it out and have a look, because invariably that's okay, but invariably it could be a wrap up or the bait's come off. Let's try this. Come on that inside line again. to bits. Taking the mickey out of me. It's 2 bites out of 2 to the fish. Got you this time, you little sod. Fish. Very heavy, very fat fish. Put tremendous weight on with them. To 1. Been fishing 40 minutes. I've used best part of a tray of stuff. And what I'm going to do is, in a minute, I'm going to catch another fish. And I'm going to ask my illustrious cameraman to turn the camera off while I knock some more bait up. We'll see if we can catch another one. Bad little fish. This line I'm using, the main line, it's an 018 and it's made by Map, and it's real stuff. You give it some right hammer and make you pull a cartos out on it if you played it properly. Right, I'm having a rest. I'm going to knock some ground bait up. And then we're going to give it a real hiding. See you in a minute. I've just mixed my second lot of ground bait up. Oh! First chuck after I mixed it for a clonker, and it's clonked off. But there'll be some more. Well, I've been catching hybrid every chuck or a big roach. And somebody's granny's grabbed the hook. Just because it landed net, that one. I would think this would probably weigh about 8 ounce.
Oh, bloody hell.
Cameraman swearing. Stop it. Now these idiots put them in keep nets. Sensible people don't. So that one, right, the straight bite, like that. What I'm going to do in a minute, I've mixed a load more bait up, and as you can see it's now peeing on us. But what I shall do in a second, I shall just drop a bit more in. I'll cut a good few more hybrids, some big roach, and my old mates have showed up again. Tablecloth on the back. Big old fish, they're big old flatfish. Got a lump of tail missing, this fella. Hello, Michael. Little fish for you. And he goes back. Because they're all going to keep. What I did when I altered the rig, I actually went a bit deeper. dragging through quite a bit. And if I shallow it off, them hybrids and roach are taking it as soon as it gets down. But I've slowed it down and probably catch a few better fish. I'm not catching as many, although I've been catching steady. I do believe we've got another. It's a bit sad I have to do this for a living, isn't it? Far more enjoyable than this knitting. Crocheting I like best. Watching all religious programmes on telly. Beats fishing hands down. How about them?
Huey.
That's only a young one, that one. Young fish, it's like a slab of meat. Back it goes, not in the net. Nice hybrid. Fish everywhere. There's a lot bigger hybrids than these, but these are, they go like hell. Good fish, go like hell. In between them horrible, slimy bream things, I'm having to catch these and all. If I hadn't promised to bring Mick out today, who was doing the camera work, I'd have probably been emulsion in a wall or something like that. It's much more fun than catching these, you know. It really is. I think it gets a bit boring, doesn't it, really? I've often been tempted to sell all my fishing tackle and take up golf, you know. But I've got a bad leg, I can't walk very far these days. So I have to put up with this. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh. It's only a little in that one. It's not going to keep it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the pissing rain now having to catch these snotty things. What it is, it's what they call self-punishment or something, isn't it? That's what it is. I'm sitting out in the countryside, even though it's raining, having to play with these bloody things. Terrible, really. These little hybrids, cheeky little things. You're catching these iris every chuck. Hybrid. It's a baby bream. Well, that tells you something, doesn't it? That's lovely. What a lovely little fish. What that tells you that they are breeding, and they're not just hybridising. We're getting proper little bream through. Look, beautiful. Now this one is a Leviathan. What did that bloke say? You need a bigger boat? And the other thing that really pees me off with this is it makes my arm ache and all now. I'll just have to stop doing this. Oh, this one is... That's trying to get in. Oh, oh yeah, bugger. Oh. Now that was a big bream. So even a genius like me loses fish sometimes. bars here now. I'm going to lift this. What's this? Oh. There must be thousands on them. In between catching the slabs, I don't know how many of them I've caught now, and a lot bigger. And I don't think I'll lift that, keep that out now, but I'll do my best when we pack up to go, just to show you what's what. I think this is a 2-ounce gudgeon. I think it's a bit bigger than a 2-ounce gudgeon. I think it's more like could be a 6-ounce perch, mate. So much for an old man like me, you know all this work. Oh, that is a heavy bugger. Believe me.
God, bloody hell.
Cameramen shouldn't be swearing. Back you go. Apart from that size, it's that way as well. I mean, they're that far across the backs. They're just very, very big, heavy fish. And I've got snotted again. Well, I'm going to give it best shortly. I've been fishing less than 4 hours and I've had a bite almost every chuck. And the weight of the bream I put back, I wouldn't hazard a guess really. But that keep net, I'm not going to be able to lift that out of the water. barb on the hook's turned over. I only use microbarbs, but sometimes they'll turn over. I've got a job to get them out. What I usually do is I usually just get my disgorger and flatten them down. You've still got a small barb there, but you can get the hooks out okay. I have stopped for my dinner and a bottle of pop. It does relieve the strain. Poor old lad like me catching fish like that.